Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here with you, getting into my weekly check-in. We are on week 3 of the weekly check-in, and we're going to see how much we spent on my 5 categories plus an unbudgeted. So there's 6 total that we're actually working with today. Yeah, it's the holiday season. We're just spending. Oh, it's so hard not to spend. So I feel your pain if you're struggling like I am, and we're going to get through it. We just got to think through what we have spent and how to move forward after we do our check-ins. So that is where we're at today. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm excited to have you here. This is what I do once a week, just to check in with my budget, see how much money is left, if there's any money is left, if I need to kind of stop spending in certain areas, and maybe combine some categories to create a budget going forward, which I will be doing today, to make sure I have enough money to go to the end of the month in cash. So this is all based on my checking account, and I do put everything on a credit card and pay it once a week, which I've already done before I got on camera, so I know the numbers are good today. And we are just going to see where my spending went this week. First thing I want to say is happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever the celebration is for you, and Happy New Year's. Now, I will still be doing my regular video schedule that I normally do and close out at the end of the year on New Year's Eve and start afresh on January 1st the next year. So I can't believe we're just a week away or less than a week away now to Christmas, and then less than 2 weeks away to New Year's. It's such a beautiful and exciting time of the year, though right now it's rainy and gloomy where I'm at, so in eastern Kentucky. So yeah, that's okay. We are checking in on Friday the 13th, which I didn't even realize Friday was the 13th. But you know, I'm not superstitious like that, so it's funny to me. And then to the 19th, I'm making this a no-spend day. I actually am going to have 2 no-spend days today, and last Sunday was a no-spend day. It was just one of those days I just, I wouldn't even want to bother with anything. I was just so tired. Did go to church and all those things, but man, I'm just exhausted. And we've had a lot of rainy, gloomy days, which have not helped in that situation. So I have 17 transactions here that we are going to check in with in total. All my transactions are color-coded. Pink for grocery, household, restaurants in blue. Green is miscellaneous, gas is orange, purple is copay for either doctor's appointments or prescriptions, and unbudgeted is yellow. We actually have one of those. I made an executive decision for that, and then I know I'm over budget already with miscellaneous, so I put a couple small things with that going negative, and I'm just figuring out right now how that's going to be covered in the budget. So I did pay for everything. So everything you see here, no matter if it was going negative or if it was unbudgeted, has already been paid for on the credit card. And I pay my credit card every week for that. There is debt on the credit card. I will talk about that at the end of the video and just go real quickly over how much there is and where we're at right now and what we're going to do moving forward, which is basically pay off this credit card, what debt I have on there. It's sitting right at $2,000 total. So I have plans for it. I'll let you know what that is here soon. And we're just going to go ahead and dive into this. Now I have my sheet here where I write down every transaction on what we spent for this week. Got something on there. Make that go away. So we spent quite a bit this week. A lot went to grocery, household because I really didn't have enough. I spent all our miscellaneous. I did put a little more negative into miscellaneous. I'll go over that in a little bit. But for right now, we're going to start with grocery, household, and then go on from there. So a lot of things did go into grocery, household that I might have normally put into miscellaneous, but I knew I didn't have the money there. Or I just moved it to unbudgeted. So there's a couple things going on here. I'm not going to go over all the things I spent on grocery, household, but the first one we have here is $44.84. My refrigerator decided to tell me it was time to buy a filter, and I just ordered them on Amazon. It's for the water filter on the fridge, and it needs to be changed, and we're going to do that when it gets here. I think it's being shipped on the 26th, right after Christmas, And I'm fine with that. We don't use the water coming out of the fridge nearly as often as we do the ice. So it should be fine until we get that there. Here on Amazon, I got $28.31. What did I get here? I got some supplements that I don't have scheduled that we typically take, and I order on Amazon. It's just I can't schedule them because the way we take them, there's multiple people taking them, so I run out at different times. So I just order them when I know I need them, and I buy what I need. This is egg. I got an egg washer. It's this cute little scrubby thing. I get eggs from a friend who lives in my neighborhood. They have backyard chickens and they lay eggs, and when they have extras, or I babysit their daughter, they give me a carton of eggs. Sometimes it's 12, sometimes it's 18, sometimes it's 24. It's just whatever they have. And when they have too many eggs, they just share with the neighbors. And I love that. So we definitely love free eggs. And I decided to get a little scrubby thing because last time I got eggs, normally I wash them, soap and a paper towel and wet water and all that before I crack the egg, and I just leave them sitting on my counter. I don't refrigerate mine because I eat eggs every single day. The last set of eggs we got were very muddy because it had been raining so much. And she's like, I'm so sorry. And she knows I don't want them washed. I want to wash them and I want to leave them on the counter. So, sitting in the kitchen. So yeah, that's kind of what we have right there. And I just got something cute. And it looks like a little chicken. It's so cute. And it scrubs and it cleans the eggs. So I just wanted something cute like that. Amazon, I got pipe covers. It was $31.91. Now I got this same pipe covers. When were they? A month or two ago, before it got really, really cold. And we covered the essential pipes where we knew we were having problems and issues with one because it got so cold last year, and when we tried to use the water spigot that we had to get repaired twice, the pipe cracked and it just leaked everywhere in the basement. So we got covers to go over that, and then some other strategic areas we wanted to make sure. And then we are getting another set before winter really gets bad. It's usually January, February when we get into the teens sometime, and I want to make sure the pipes in the basement are definitely taken care of. And we have copper pipes, so I just want to make sure they're covered and they're not going to crack, because I really don't want more plumbing visits. And we had a water leak, so we got that taken care of. Our water bills should start going down, so that's good. Here it says Amazon, and then cord. I got a power cord. My son's power cord kind of wore out on him. It wasn't working anymore, so I bought a pack of 2 for $14.83 for our phones. My phone and his phone, and my youngest son's phone. All 3 of us, we have Apple iPhones, and we have the same kind of cord for all of them. So I just got a 2-pack, and I just share it with the boys whenever they need them. Myers, this is a big grocery run for $152.29, which included meats, it included cereals, it included milk, and all the things and what we planned for dinner for this week. So that was taken care of. And then here I had $38.13, and that was Amazon. My husband ordered a hat, and it's I'm not sure how to describe it. It's not really a hat. It's a cap, I guess you would call it. And it's thin enough, and it just goes over his head and his ears. I don't even know. I could probably pull it up and show you instead of explaining it. But he has a hard hat that he has to wear for his job when he goes to certain sites. He is an inspector, and he has his own hard hat. And so when he goes to these sites, it's really cold in the winter, and to fit something under his hard hat and have a cap as well. They call it a skull cap. That's what it is. Motorcyclists use it. It's thin. It goes in. If he has straps that go around his chin, he can run it through this, and this will keep his head warm. So that is what he's got. It's thermal, because it's really cold out there. Some of these mines, when he gets to them, they're like 30, 32 degrees. It's right at the freezing point, and he has to walk around and inspect, and he has lots of great gear everywhere but under the hard hat for his head, and he needs that. So that's what he bought. And then what else did we get? And I think it was supplements. So another set. I bought the wrong supplements here, but I decided to keep them. Where is it here? Because I could definitely use them. They were same type of supplement, but one has caffeine and one doesn't. So that's how I decided to keep that one. And then I got reordered what I really needed. And then next thing I have is 165.62. This is actually a split receipt. I need to do my arrows here. So I went to my local grocery store, Meijer, and I purchased some groceries. I couldn't tell you what I got. It was just things that came to mind that I thought we needed. I know one of my sons said he needed like mouthwash and stuff, so I got in there and I'm like, oh, this would be nice. So I really overstocked, and I shouldn't have. I should have been more particular when I shopped, but I just couldn't help myself because it was right there in front of me. I literally spent over $270, I think, when I went in there. But this here, I will explain that in a minute, but I did get groceries that we will consume, and it will be, taken care of. I know one thing I got, it was a buy of several things. Buy one, get one 40% off. And that was like a face cream for morning and night. I turned 50 this year. The face is drying out so bad. And this stuff really helps. And it's like $10 a bottle. So when you buy one and get the second one 40% off, it definitely lowers the price, but you kind of have to buy in bulk to do it. So I have a few items like that in there, doubling things up and making the total go up faster. Some days I'm wondering if the coupons are helping or hurting us. It just gets to be difficult to keep track of all of that. And then this last thing is $14.30 at Meijer, and I bought, I didn't know here, and I had to go pick up a prescription, and as I was driving around, my sons and myself getting prescriptions at 3 different pharmacies because none of them can carry the same thing, and that's just how it worked out. So we make a big day out of it. He said, Mom, I need deodorant. And I'm like, okay. So I bought deodorant while I was picking up my prescription. Oops, I forgot to check that off. And that was $14.30. I bought a double pack of deodorant to make it cheaper because it wasn't part of the sale. And it made it $7 instead of $8.99 or whatever this is. So that's basically why it costs so much more, because deodorant is not cheap. And my son's, and my son needed deodorant. So what are you going to do? Say no? No, you want him to smell good. You don't want him to stink. That's for sure. So, all right, let's total up the grocery household that I have here. And I will be right back. Okay, we spent a lot of money. We spent $492.23. Now, again, some of this I threw under grocery household knowing I didn't have any more miscellaneous, and I just didn't want to go too far negative in it, and I just took it out of grocery household. I have come up with a way to kind of combine all the money and get us through to the end of the month and still be okay. So I do have a plan for it. I'll show you at the end when we do the weekly check-in. So now I'm moving on to restaurants, and we only have 2, thank goodness. On last Friday, we had our Papa John's pizza night, $52.15. I saw that confusion with DoorDash past couple weeks, because I was paying the membership to get the lower amount rate, like free delivery fee or 0 delivery fees and all that stuff, and it was still saving us $20 a month. I canceled that, and then for whatever reason, Papa John's was not on the DoorDash app, but then it came back. So I don't know if I'm going to use DoorDash, but Papa John's has come up with this new system and contract where they're not using delivery drivers, they're only using DoorDash. So if you go to the app with Papa John's, their personal app, they use DoorDash drivers to deliver everything anyway. So I don't know if they just can't keep drivers and it's not cost effective because everybody's using DoorDash or what. So I don't know what I'm going to do going forward, but we'll see. But we did order the whole family pizza last Friday, and then that was $52.15. Is that what I wrote? Yeah. And then the other night, my husband and I got Mexican at Casa Fiesta. It's his favorite place to go, and this includes tip and all that stuff. So that was $47.07. Very close in what I planned and budgeted for eating out this week. Maybe $1 or $2 over, but that's okay. Tips are our way of giving back to the community and helping people pay their rent and the water bill and all that stuff. They need to earn money, and a lot of it comes out of their tips. So that's important to us. I used to work at restaurants when I was a teenager, so I know how that feels. Trying to make a car payment or pay the car insurance and only making tips and stuff. So that was $99.22. I think $94 was what I planned last week, so it came really close into that. So maybe $4 or $5 off. I'm okay with that. Next we have miscellaneous. And did I check off? Yes. All right. I did decide to put in the miscellaneous category, even though I know it's already in the red. As you can see here on the weekly check-in, I put it in red. I want to add a little more red. This just means I'm taking it and commingling it with all this other money here, and it's going to reduce it by this amount. So that's where the money's coming from. When I get to the unbudgeted, that actually doesn't come out of all of this. It comes out of the buffer of the checking account. So that's where I'm getting that money from. And that was my paycheck to paycheck budget. So here we go. The CVS. So my oldest son had a prescription he needed to pick up. His birthday's on Christmas Eve. I had not bought his birthday card yet, and he was waiting on a prescription about 20 minutes or so. And so I had my youngest son with me, his brother, and me, and we were all in CVS looking around. So we're like, Justin, we're going to get your birthday cards, so don't look. So he's like, oh, okay. So me and his brother got 2 cards for $11.21. We got some really good ones. One was a Star Wars with Yoda sayings on them for just funny sayings for a birthday. And I got one that says best son in the world, and it's really cute for me and his dad, and it's just going to be really cute. So, but that was $11.21. They're pretty expensive. I don't always buy him birthday cards. He doesn't really care. But I think he'll like these, and it's a lot of fun. The next thing we have is the UPS store. I finally mailed the packages from the books I got from Ollie's and some Amazon purchases for our nieces and nephew in Virginia that we had to sadly leave behind when we moved 2022. So we miss them dearly. I got some great photos of them. They're so cute, and I just adore them. Bought some outfits for them and everything. They're all Mickey and Minnie Mouse and stuff like that. That's $23.65 to ship. Hopefully it gets there before Monday. When's the 23rd? But hopefully it'll get there. It says estimated to get there on Friday. It may not get there until Saturday. And I don't know if UPS delivers on Sunday. I'm hoping that they do if it doesn't get there by Saturday. At the latest, I would love it to get there by Monday, and she can open her birthday gift, and then they can open their Christmas gifts. So what I did was I bought, and I'll talk about what I bought to pack everything in a minute. That's what the miscellaneous is all about, or unbudgeted is all about. But her birthday, little Lena's birthday here on Monday. Justin's birthday's on Tuesday, and then we have Christmas Day. So it's a lot of celebrating happening all at once. I should have mailed their box a lot sooner, but I didn't. It was just running into obstacles getting that done. All right, so let's total up what I have here for the miscellaneous. I have $11.21, and then I have $23.65. That gives us $34.86. Again, all these totals you're seeing here, when you total it up at the end, I have already paid for all of them on the credit card, so they're already paid for. And I'm going to reveal how much we actually paid the credit card back in total. Now, copay. So there was a doctor's appointment on the 2nd for my youngest son. That got charged $25. I don't know what the previous months were about because they never did charge us for the other one. But we got this one. And then $6.25. Where's that at? Oh, pharmacy. So my first prescription came in at $6.25 here. I went and picked it up. And then $13.99 is my youngest son's prescription at Walgreens. And then the same day, my prescription came in at $5.72 later that day. And I still have one more I'm waiting for. We were out and about this day anyway, going to all the different pharmacies, so I just went ahead and picked it up. I still had a couple more days before I had to get it, but I wanted to go ahead and get that out of the way. And I'm still waiting on one, so we're good to go though. $25 plus the $6.25 plus $13.99 and $5.72. That's $50.96. So that's what we spent there. Now the unbudgeted. Let's get these checked off. Here at Meijer's, I was going around and looking at gift bags that had Christmas. I needed one that said birthday and 3 that said Christmas because when I bought the books and a cup and an outfit for each of the kids, I didn't wrap them. I basically put them in the bag and I folded the top of the bag over and just kind of made it compact and had written on them who it belonged to. And obviously the birthday bag was for Elena, and then the rest of them were for the Elena and her sister and her brother. So there were 4 of these gift bags. So all they have to do is open them up and they can see the books, they can see the clothes right away, and it works out. So that is what I got them, and I bought gift bags, 4 gift bags, and I got, what else did I get that day? There's so much I got that day. I bought some extra t-shirt gift boxes that I can wrap up for my son's birthday. He bought mostly t-shirts. I'm pretty sure there's like 8 or maybe even 10 t-shirts. He loves t-shirts. He just buys them and loves them. And so I had gift boxes. I got a birthday card for Elena, which was $4. And then I'll just show you what I have here. I needed some tape. I got some Scotch tape. 2 here and then 2 here. Yeah. And then the birthday gift bag. Oh, Rudolph and Clarice. So there's these mini little bitty Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Clarice, which was, if you know the older TV movie Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, they had the figurines for these little stuffed things, and they rattle like little bells in them. And for Christmas, and it's the 60th anniversary of that show. I watched it when it came out that night, and it was just pretty awesome to see. So I got 2 of them for $7.99, and they're part of my Christmas decor now. I have a larger version of Rudolph as well, and Frosty the Snowman that sits around my tree. If you saw my Vlogmas last year in 2023, you would see all those characters. I have them up every year. I'm not doing Vlogmas this year at all. I might do it again next year though. This year it just was not a good idea. So I bought a big package of batteries. That was $15.99. So that's part of that $100. And $57.99. They're originally $75, and that was a pair of shoes. If you've seen the commercials with the Skechers slip-ons with the heel that's solid enough to let you put your feet in and out, I bought me a pair. I love them. They're great. They're memory foam and in the shoe, and then they are slip-ons, and I really like them, and they're breathable, which is what I need. So I don't like when my feet get warm and hot and they start tingling and hurting. It's just a whole thing. So yeah, I spent $108.32 on stuff and things for the box, the stuffed animals because I just couldn't resist, and then my shoes because I needed a pair of shoes, and like that, so that worked out. So $108.32, that's a split receipt, and that is everything as far as transactions for the weekly check-in. So we are going to go here. Now we're going to put down what I spent in each of the categories. I'm going to get a new balance, and that is the new balance going forward into week 4. And then I'm going to discuss how I'm going to combine a couple categories to give me enough total, because I don't really have enough for the rest of the month because I overspent in a few areas. And I really need to come up with a plan for the rest of the month to make sure we can stretch out the dollars we have till the end of the month. And that is what we're doing here. So grocery household, I did spend almost $500. It was $492.23. And then restaurants, I have $99.22. Miscellaneous, $34.86. Copay or gas was $0. I didn't buy any gasoline, which is good because I have a lot of money in there, thinking I was going to pick up my father-in-law this month, but I didn't have to because he couldn't make it, and that was okay. We're just going to, I think we're going to FaceTime for birthday and Christmas, so that's what we're doing there. Copay is $50.96, and then budgeted was $108.32. And I hated doing it, but I'm doing it, and that's okay. All this stuff has been discussed with my husband. He's very aware of it. I always make sure I'm very transparent, and I always put it on here, so if I don't get to tell him, I'm like, go check out the video. Just go take a look at the numbers. He doesn't necessarily do that, but if you ever wanted to, there's no secrets here. So, oh, I don't need that just yet. So grocery household. $801.70 is what we had left for the rest of the month. I want to subtract the $492. Oh, shoot. 70. Is that right? Yeah. Minus the $492.23. And that leaves us not a lot. $309.47. It's usually 1 week. I have a week. Let's call it a week and a half left. So I have 7 days in 1 week, and then I have 5 days in the other. It's not quite half, but it's close to it. So not quite 2 full weeks, but close enough. 300 is not going to get as far with the way I spend. So I'm going to have to ring that in and cut that back and find other ways of adding money to this category from somewhere else in this budget. So we'll look at that in a second. $295.48 minus the $99.22, and that gives us $196.26. Okay, and then I have $24.06. I'm going to add, these are both negative numbers, so I'm just going to add them together. $34.86, and that gives me a negative, and I always put it in red just to give myself that warning when I look at my weekly check-in. $58.92. And I did it with intention and purpose and came up with a plan on how to, by the end of the month, recover from all this. Gasoline, there was no spending there. $196.71. And then copay, I had way more than what I needed there, thankfully, so I can put it in other categories. $136.22 minus the $50.96. There we go. I still have $85 and 26 cents. There we go. Now I'm over budget by $108.32. Not over budget. I spent $108.32. But I will not be carrying this over because I paid for it. And again, that's coming out of the paycheck to buffer. We came up with a $185.12 buffer. It's still sitting in there. Now that I made this payment, that's where that money is coming from. So that's the plan I have there. And I will not be balancing that forward. So I'm going to check these off because I know I've already made the payment. And this is what I came up with for how I'm going to have enough money. Because as it sits right now, we have $309.47 divided by roughly 2 weeks left. I'll move this out of the way for a minute. That gives us $154 and some change, right? That's a lot less I normally spent for grocery and household items on a weekly basis. I could do it if I pushed hard enough and used my pantry and my freezer, which I actually don't have a lot in my freezer right now. I have plenty of ground beef, but I don't have a lot of anything else. So I do have this. So I'm going to write down this number, 154.73. I'm not going to worry about that 0.5 or that extra decimal point. So this is what I have per week. So to increase this, and actually I don't need this number. I need the 309. 47. So what I decided to do is combined this 309.47 and everything but $65 of this gas amount. It takes $65 or less to do 1 tank of gas in my vehicle. I probably will have to do it by Monday to get more gas. If I can push out a little further, I will. But we're not going anywhere. We're staying local. So I may do one gas. I know I'll do one gas fill up before the end of the month. So that's about $65. So if I take the $196.71 that I have left in gasoline, I'm going to subtract $65. That gives me $131.71 plus the 409.47. That's what I'm going to combine here is grocery, household, and what's left over probably in gas for the rest of the month because my husband's Jeep, he doesn't drive it very much and it doesn't need gasoline right now. So 541.18. If you divide that by 2, that gives us $270. That I feel a lot more comfortable than the $150 per week, and we should be good for the groceries going forward. I'm going to be very strategic and stay very low as much as possible. I'm not going to stock up ahead of time before the next month and things like that, hopefully. And we don't need anything for Christmas dinners and stuff like that because I've got all of that. And I did enjoy talking about what people were getting for Christmas or having for Christmas dinner and what traditions other people have. So if you want to comment about that in the comment section, that would be amazing. I'd love to hear what you're fixing for dinner and are you visiting family or are you staying home? That kind of thing. So we're having Christmas at my house this year. So it's just me, my sons, and my mom and dad. So that's the 6 of us. We're excited about that. So that's what we're looking forward to. I'm comfortable with that. I know I'm not going to spend all this gas. I did budget it high thinking I was going to be picking up my father-in-law, which is where the extra money came from. We're good to go. So I'm not worried about grocery household. Restaurants, I am a little bit worried about. So because if I take 196.26, divide that by 2, that is only $98.13. That's a normal, my sons get their pizza and then me and my husband go out to eat kind of week. And I want to stick with that as much as possible. And then I need one extra dinner eating out in the middle of the week on Christmas Eve. I did find out that the barbecue place my son likes, Sonny's, is open till 4 p.m. So we're going to have lunch there. And so we're going to be paying for a family of 4. And it's just going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. And I know I'm going to need more than that. So what I'm going to do is take the copay. Is that what I was going to do? Yeah, the copay. Because I don't think I need any more money for copay or prescriptions. We have gotten all that. I'm going to add the 85.26 to restaurants. Oh, not like that. Hold on a second. Restaurants, 196.26. And then we're going to add the copay, 85.26. Let me change that out. 192.26 plus the 85.26. 26. And that gives me 277.52, and divide that by the 2 weeks basically we have left. And that gives us roughly 138.76. So it gives us enough for that extra dinner plus our normal eating out. I didn't write down what that was going to be. 541.18 divided by 2. It's 270. So I know that doesn't look right, but basically it's this number divided by 2 and it equals that number. So that's what it's going to be per week. And yeah, I'm excited that this is going to be covered by these two areas where I over budgeted. And I was saying before the battery cut off, I'm just happy that these categories are over budget or overfunded so that I can cover these two categories. I hope I don't have any more miscellaneous. I'll figure it out as I go. And I'm glad I was able to pay this unbudgeted. I did need new shoes. I did feel that was the right thing to do. So that is where we're at on that. Now I have everything taken care of except for the bills. So our December bills. We had 2 items that were here that were charged to the credit card. And that was the AT&T bill. We're doing the 13th through the 19th. So the AT&T bill came out a little bit higher. I estimated $285.81, which is what was last month's bill. And it went up 20-some cents or something. It's $286.09. It wasn't in the... It was in the statement. I have to find it, but it had to do more with fees and taxes, and didn't have anything to do with what our services were. So I don't know. I don't know. They frustrate me. Apple.com is $2.99. That's a reoccurring purchase every month. So that came out here on the 19th. And the only bill I have left for the month that goes to the credit card is this one. That's my husband's bill. And the only thing that comes out of the checking account for the rest of the month is these 2 items. So usually by the time I get a payment from Vivint, everything sitting in the checking account is what's left cash to get us through for the rest of the month until the new month starts. So that's where we're at there. I've already checked those off. I like checking them off when the bill hits the account, so I know that the charge has happened. So 286.09 plus 299. And so when I come back here, I know it's been charged, and I don't have to think about, looking at the credit card and going, oh, did this get charged? I know it did, and that's why I check it off before I come on here. 289.08 is what we paid in bills. Now let's go through and find out how much we owe the credit card based on everything that we spent and what bills actually hit the credit card account. Now I want to show you what the credit card actually looks like, what the statement is. So I have back here a transaction log that I use for tracking my credit card spending. And I think I wrote it down, but I haven't highlighted it yet. Or did I not? No, I haven't written it down. So I have a sticky note here that says vacation debt was $1,842.67. This was from back in October. That's still sitting on the credit card. And then Christmas debt we still have where I overspent and got carried away, $193.41. I do have the cash for this. I don't have a bank account where I live with my bank. I love my bank. Navy Federal is what I have, credit union, because we were a Navy family and they were everywhere we were at. Now that we're retired from the Navy, it's not where we're at. But I do everything electronically and I do everything online. So normally it's not a problem, but you can't take a picture of your cash and deposit it that way. So what I'm going to do, the plan is I'm going to go ahead and make a deposit in my parents' checking account. They have a bank here. And that bank, I am actually part of their bank account. My name's part of the account. I'm thinking I'm going to take the cash that my father-in-law sent to my son's for his part of the Christmas gifts that I already purchased and birthday gift. I'm going to take that cash. I'm going to put it in my mom and dad's checking account and then write myself a check and then deposit it into my bank, doing a mobile deposit with with my phone. Direct deposit with your mobile bank account. So basically it takes, so this Christmas debt should be gone soon. Right now I need to go ahead and put the transaction, oops, that's not what I need to do, for the payment I just made, and this number should match this number. So that's what we're going to do here. Today's the 19th. I'm going to put a plus sign. That's how I know it's a deposit. And then I'm going to put, how much did we pay? $1,074.67. And this is every transaction that happened on my credit card. That's how I keep track of it, is this spending tracker. So bills, anything that's swiped or electronically used with a credit card, that is what I put on here. Payment. And that's how I'm able to track this. This is just a side note to divide up what's vacation, what's Christmas. And that helps me a lot. So I'm going to take this $3,109.75 balance I have on my credit card, and I'm going to subtract the $1,074.67. That is going to give me the $2,035.08. And that number matches this number with these two numbers combined, which is what I want on here until I make a decision that a payment's going to come here and take care of that. And then if it does, I will lower the number based on what the payment is later whenever I make the payment. Haven't quite got that far yet. So here my credit limit for my credit card is $24,000 max. So if I subtract $24,000 from this number, it gives me a large negative, but literally this is what I have available on my credit card balance-wise to spend. Oops. $21,900 or $196.92. Obviously, I'm not going to spend all that. I haven't really dipped below $20,000 yet in the past 4 years. I've always paid off my credit card every week. This is the first year I'm actually carrying a little debt, so I'm not quite consumer debt free, but I'm getting there. We're making it less than we did in the past. So now we are in this position of, okay, now what? So here I always get my highlighter. It says bright green Sharpie accent retractable. My husband brought it home, I think from work. And he says, I don't need this. Do you want this? I'm like, sure, I'll take a highlighter. And this is what I use for my payments on my spending tracker. It does seem to be getting low, but for right now, I'm happy with it, so I'm just going to keep using it. So I have successfully paid everything that we spent this week. The numbers matched. I have the balance that I know I owe here, and they match, so we're good to go with the spending tracker, and we're good to go with our weekly check-in on what I think we have available to spend. And I'm going to put a little sticky note over here because I had already written it out. I don't need that other stuff underneath here. And what I'm combining to get the results I need coming up for the next 2 weeks. So I'm going to leave the sticky note here, but I'm going to move these numbers over here. I always forget to do that on camera, so I don't want to change these and add them because I just want to see what it looks like by the end of the month. How far over did we go? Are we good? That kind of thing. So 196.26, and this gives me a good estimate if I ever decide to look back this time next year what we spent, if I need to increase things or change things going into the new year. I'm going to go ahead and write the numbers that aren't negative, so skip that one. 196.71, and then 85.26, knowing part of this will go to grocery household and part of this, is that right? Yeah. Part of gasoline will go to grocery household and all of copay will probably go to restaurants, just to make sure we have enough to cover everything. And then, oh, this one I start all over because I did pay this and I don't have to carry it over, so it's $0. And I have really only $75 left, I think, or $70 left for the buffer, the checking account. Miscellaneous, negative 58.92. And that negative does carry over because it affects these. So if I total all these numbers up, this is what I literally have available in the checking account for all the spending for the last 12 days of the month, I think we have left. I did subtract this number out, so I have $728.78 to get me from the 19th, which is today, to the 31st. And if I divide that by 2, that's about $364 for 2 weeks. I would love to have $400 to $500, but I've already overspent, so we'll just have to make do with the $728 we have left. And I think we can do it. We can definitely make it stretch over 12 days. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.